Today we have two panels that are going to discuss about Malaysian Airlines scandals. By not wasting the time, let's start the talk with the two panels, which is Ms. FATIN and Mr. FIRAS.
Alright, I'm Miss FATIN ATIQAH. We'll start the Malaysia Airlines scandal, which is we begin the Tan Sri Tajudin, a former director of Malaysian Airlines. Mass scandal start when Tan Sri Tajudin, a former director of Malaysia Airlines, was sued by Dana Harta and the Bureau of Corporation for claiming the damage of RM 13.4 billion for claiming damage. Previously, Tan Sri Tajudin was sued by Dana Harta for 569 million. Alright, in June 2006, as alleged by Tajudin, the government has broken the confidential agreement referred to the predominance agreement signed by him and Tun Dr. Mahathir with the deal, the acquisition of mas 30% share by Bank Negara. Outline of the overriding agreement, Tajudin was received assurance that he was freed from any liabilities together with money losses. Within the event of the negativity, incidents over mas who share were brought by Tajudin. Guarantee of this, Tajudin has taken a private loan to pay the acquisition value of 1.8 billion. However, the promise by the government has not been consummated. Once the government bought back 32% of mas share, he was left a various liability until he was sued by Dana Harta and has to sell the property, which is company. Opposite to the leaders, Lim Kit Siang defend Tun Daim, lying that Tun Daim claimed that no special concerns got to Tajudin in buying back the share from Naluri due to the alleged rated false claim within the Dewan Rakyat. Okay, for more detail about the opinions triangle fraud, we move to the Mr. FIRAS to give a details about the triangle fraud.
Fraud triangle refer to condition generally present when materially misidentified of the fraud occurs. There are three categories in it. The first one is pressure, second one is opportunity, and the third one is rationalization. So the first one is pressure. Generally speaking, companies are experiencing excessive pressure to meet the expectation of analysis or investors. In this mas case, mas shares price in 2001 is RM3 ringgit, but sold back to the government at 8 ringgit. On March 2001, Datuk Daim Zainuddin explained in the House of Representation that the government had bought back mas so that the national carrier did not miss out on foreign companies and the government will lose control. Mas value will affect the promotion of KLIA as a tourist destination. The second one is opportunity. Condition provided by management or employee opportunities to misuse financial statements. The situation that happened in mas have an ineffective board of directors. Based on the cases of the report that are made against Tajudin, the ex-CEO of mas, the report is not enough to accuse action of inaction because of former Prime Minister Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, who is currently at that time is a mas advisor. This shows that the politics is involved as well. So the third one is rationalization. This means in attitude, character or set of ethical value that exists allows management or employee to internationally commit a dishonest act. Also known history of violation others law and regulation. Others than biggest things happen in this case. Tajuddin Ramli was also found to have contravened section 131 of the Companies Act 1965, which involves disclosure of interest. This offence carries a penalty of 7 years in prison or a fine of 150k ringgit Malaysia or both. So that's is the triangle fraud that relate to the case.
Okay, now we move to the auditor to explain further about this case.
Okay, next, the consequences or effects are penalty imposed for the parties that involve are such as auditors, the company, the management itself, the shareholders and other party that are relevant with the cases. Arthur Anderson and Co was the auditor for Malaysia Airlines System Berhad. But in certain cases, Arthur Anderson and Co will be retired. So, Malaysia Airlines System Berhad will be appointed Ernst & Young as the auditor of Malaysia Airlines. Secondly, the company itself, that is Malaysia Airlines System Berhad. When Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli left the company because he sold all of his company, Malaysia Airlines accumulated losses into 8 billion ringgit. Thirdly, the management itself. The management did not accrue any effects or consequences because consequences will be affected the shareholder itself, that is Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli. The fourth one is the shareholder itself, that is Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli. He was the individual top debtor that Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli was the top individual debtor in Malaysia during that time. He was promised by Tun Daim Zainuddin and Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad that he will get the assurance from any liability from his own company itself. Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli has to sell all of his own company because he was being sued by Dana Harta and have to liable all the liabilities. Lastly, the Central Bank of Malaysia, Bank Negara, was involved in these high-profile cases too. During that time, the governor of the Central Bank of Malaysia is Tan Sri Jaafar Hussain, and his confidant was Tan Sri Nur Muhammad Yaakob. They were the culprit of the cases that involve the losses of billion ringgits of Malaysia during that time. After that, the governor withdrew his service from being a governor, and Tan Sri Muhammad Yaakob was dismissed from his job and not allowed to work at any financial firms.
Okay, now we close to the ending session. Can you conclude the fraud cases based on your opinion?
So the conclusion is must suffer the legal loss of RM8 billion ringgit when Tajuddin become chairman, which result in complaints against it. Additionally, the transaction was regarded as a national act and posed as avoiding intimacy commercial agreement. After Tajuddin's arrival from Mars, the finance ministry set up a Malaysia Berhad (PMB) to help the company upgrade its position. PMB has embarked on an inadequate asset program where it took over Mars asset and liability to enable the company to become a debt-free company. At the end of the day, the government was left by much greater turmoil with the trend of the legal process to reclaim the losses caused by Tajuddin. As Freddy stated, there are three things in the world that are not worthy of grace: hypocrisy, fraud and tyranny. In my opinion, Malaysian Airlines corruption report is very comprehensive, concise and clear. After viewing the report, we all can tell whether the government of the day is fair, transparent and honest to citizens, or otherwise, at least in the way they deal with Malaysian Airlines. So that's all.